Perfect. Woo. Ugh. Showtime. This box looks to be a little bit easier to open than... Okay, maybe not. There we go. I guess they didn't even have to rely on the pocket knife this time. Jeez. Ah, fantastic. Exodia Obliterate. Kind of wild that Exodia is now back being a deck. Not just the instant win variety, like just straight up all-powerful classic monsters retrained. Just cool. I like the idea of it. There's plenty of other good stuff in here too. Definitely want to get that Drytron Valmonica White Forest support. Will be very nice, but hopefully pull some of the Millennium cards. All right. Not sure which side to start on. Probably the usual. Start with the left side and work our way back. Woo. I believe the pack trick is 5 to the back. Or 5 to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I did it right. I did not. So wait, the 5th. Well, we got Varar, Valmonican Concord. Hey, this is the exact card I wanted. Sweet. Zapper Shrimp. Very nice. That's 10. I believe that helps out with your finish, that continuous trap. Dragon's Light and Darkness. Very good. Moon of the Closed Heaven. Paralyzing Mushroom. Interesting. Rukia of the White Forest. Aerial Eater. This one will be nice. Service Puppet Play. A lot of cards we pretty much need for decks, so we'll probably just start a pile of loot I'll save for later. Put that there. Alright, let's keep moving. Hey, Jason. Okay, so maybe it's 4 to the front, not 5. Maybe I just miscounted. Let's see if I got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drytron New 2. Necro Quip Princess. Dark End Evaporation Dragon. Very nice. Dora. I like the OCG name for that card. I think it was like Pokey Drago. That was a little bit cooler. Madolche Dessert. Forgot we were getting Madolche cards. Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayers. Field spells activate special summon this card from hand in defense position. Target a face-up card in the field zone, then activate the appropriate effect based on which player controls it. You destroy it, add a field spell with a different name. Your opponent negates effects until the end of the turn. If you do, add a field spell from deck to hand. Interesting. Kind of nice if you want to pair with like Chicken Game. Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Dipsy Fiend. Discard a card, declare an attribute except water. Special summon this card from hand to either field. This card becomes the attribute until the end of the turn. Special summon the opponent's field. Special summon a level 4 lower fiend with an original attribute other than the declared one from your hand or graveyard. I locked into fiends. That's kind of interesting. Make use of that. Hey, there we go. Dark Magic Mirror Force. Opponent's monster declares an attack or a monster effect is activated that would destroy a monster on the field. Well, a monster that mentions Shining Sarcophagus is on said field. Destroy as many attack position monster opponent controls as possible. Burn them for 500. If you control Dark Magician. First time each monster control that mentions Shining Sarcophagus would be destroyed by battle or card effect. It is not. That is, it's a lot of text going on there. There we go. I was going to say, where are all my sleeves at? Start getting everything sleeved here. Very happy we're able to pull Varar at the very beginning. Hopefully we'll snag some of the other Valmonican support. That'll pretty much just get us even closer to finishing the deck. That is correct, Jason. They're either going into any sort of litany of decks. I don't know if I used that correctly. Menagerie of decks. That's probably a little bit better. Or they're going into the storage cubes. 2, 3, 4. Guardian of the Voiceless Voice. Blazing Bombardment Beast. 1 machine, 1 pyro. Monster opponent controls with 1900 or less attack. Destroy that monster. Burn them for its original attack. Interesting. I will put you to the side. I don't know. Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. I kind of like that. That might be a little bit cooler than the OCG one. Aha! Valmonica Creation. Very good. Woo! Ragnaraka Selene Snapper. Gimmick Puppet Rogue Doll. Golem that guards Millennium Treasures. Interdimensional Matter Forwarder. Isn't that that was a old school trap card. It was like interdimensional matter transport. Something like that. Target a monster on the field, banish it, return to the field. Opponent activates a card or effect. Target a face-up monster on the field whose effects are negated, banish it, then return to the field. Before resolving an opponent's effect that targets this card on the field, banish this card until the end phase of the next turn. Interesting. Hey! A Stellar of the White Forest. Now we're starting off strong. Our first secret rare, and it's a White Forest. Woo! Send 1 spell or trap from hand or field to the graveyard. Special summon 1 light spellcaster tuner from deck. Spell or trap is sent to the graveyard to activate a monster's effect while this card is in the graveyard. Special summon this card. Works great with all the toy cards. That's why I got them all. I'm also going to splash in some of the Diabellstar stuff for the lore. There we go. There's our first secret. Oh, whoops. I forgot to do the card trick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kachobo's... Wait, what? Hinamatsuri? It's a machine. This card's in the hand or graveyard. Target a machine monster on the field. Cannot special summon from the extra deck except Xyz. Special summon this card. Banish it when it leaves field. And if you do, have that monster's attack. So this level becomes that monster's. Interesting. So it kind of works with... Xyz plays in Zeus. Is that something? Vesper Gearsu. Ah, Gearsu mentioned. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you do, they can send any number of monsters they control to the graveyard, after which apply the following effects based on the number of monsters your opponent controls. 0, your life points become halved. 1, your opponent gains 2,000 life points. 2, banish all cards in your opponent's hand face down until the end phase. 3 or more, your opponent cannot activate monster effects this... Okay, that's going to be terrifying. That's going to create some shenanigans. Sengen Kaiho. Opponent controls more monsters than you do. And the main phase. Interesting. 3 or more attacks have been declared this turn. Banish this card from the graveyard. Draw 1 card. Then you can special summon any number of Tenpai dragons from the hand. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Trap Gatherer. The equipped monster gains 400 attack for each trap in your grave. After damage calculation, if the equipped monster destroys opponent's monster by battle or inflicted battle damage, send this card to the graveyard. Set a trap from a grave. From the grave, face-up trap you control will be destroyed by card effect. Banish this card you control instead. Might make use of that. Depress Pard. This card's in your hands. If this is the only card in your hand, excuse me, special summon. This card, if you do this card's attack, becomes 2,500 until the end of your opponent's turn. This card battles an opponent's monster. You take any battle damage your opponent would have taken from that battle. If you take battle damage, attack involving this card, this attack becomes 0. Then your life points are 2,000 or less. This card's attack becomes 5,000. What? Okay, I'm going to put you over here, but I definitely want to make use of that at some point. Fiendsmith Sanct. Trying to combine those two for a second. Very nice. Meteora Drytron. All the spells and traps just look fantastic. That is incredible. Hopefully this gets a reprint in a tin so I can see that in like an even better rarity. Bet and Bat and Mimighoul Maker. Our first Mimighoul card. Very much intrigues me on making flip decks or seeing what I can do with Mimighouls, but definitely like the effects for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Volmina, Statue of the Sacred Dragon. Monster special summoned by your trap effect. Target 1 card in the field, return to the hand. Special summon this card. Opponent's monster declares an attack. Place this monster in the pendulum zone. Return that opponent's monster to the hand. Monster zones A very weird, a weird tech choice for the Labyrinth combo, I guess. Another Valmonica creation. Did I put you over here? Yeah, I probably should have. Just realized. Whoop. Broomy. Shout out to Broomy. Can't be used as synchro material except for the synchro summon of a level 8 or lower monster. Okay. Reveal this card, one monster in the hand. Special summon one of the two. Banish the other. Get locked into synchro monsters. And can only attack with synchro monsters. I'll find a use for you. Another Guardian, the Voiceless Voice. Fiendsmith Sequence, which I think is cool because it has, oh god, what's... It's not Beckoned by the Dark. What's the giant fiend? I think Chaz Princeton used it in a duel, and also Invrained Soulburner had kind of flashbacks to this card. It's like something of the darkness, I want to say. Fiend Reflection of the Millennium. Maiden of the Millennium Moon. A lot of Millennium cards. Gimmick Puppet Cattle Scream. I don't know what a cattle scream would sound like, but we're not going to find out. Hey, Mimighoul Archfiend. I like things that have Archfiend in the name because then it becomes like two archetypes. Like Labyrinth Archfiend, Infernity Archfiend. No, Mimighoul Archfiend. Did not know Cosmo Queen got a retrade. I remember she did, I just didn't remember her effect, which is actually kind of nice. Because I feel like 3 copies of her and then 1 copy of Chicken Game and Terraforming, you could easily get it that way. It'd be pretty nice. Your opponent activates a field spell, you snag yours. Dragons, Light and Darkness. Zapper, Shrimp. Okay, I have to put at least one of these in the queue because it... You're telling me Shrimp zapped this rice? Volmina, Statue of the Sacred Dragon. Madolche, Mini Meowcaroons? Oh, instead of Macaroons. Meowcaroon. Okay, that's funny. I like that. Link summon, add a Madolche card from deck to... Madolche card? Target a monster in the graveyard. Special summon a Madolche from the hand. Shuffle that target into the deck. Okay, maybe we'll put it to the side. Maybe I study Madolches. League of Uniform Nomenclature Strikes. I like that uniform nomenclature will always be a thing. Emblema Salvation. Nice little Centuria. Mumentotlin Schleepy. Is that really what we're... Alright, well, that's what we're calling it. Very good. Rose of the White Forest. Hey, the Unstoppable. Exodia Incarnate. Woo. Put you over there. Very nice. I'm hoping to get the Millennium Shield. Isn't that what it was originally called? It was like Shield that protects the Millennium is the new one. And it was originally Millennium Shield. It was always such a cool card. I remember having trouble getting over that back in the day. Drytron new 2. Necroquip Princess. Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers. Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. Dipsy Fiend. I might make use of this. I'll put him over here, but I'll look at it. Meteora Drytron. DPH. Gendamore. Didn't this have like a cooler name in the OCG? If it's Synchro Summon, special summon a level 4 Cybers from your graveyard in defense position. Negates effects. And get locked into Cybers. This might actually go well in the Cybers deck. We might have to make a last minute addition. Depressed part. Okay, I want to make use of this somehow. I'll put him over here. Mimitotlin. Tekutlika. Creation King. I probably butchered that. But still, that looks pretty cool. Kind of looks like an Archfiend monster, I will say. Like Archfiend Commander or... Was it the First Lord of Horror? That's what it kind of reminds me of. But nice to see more Memento. Why does all the cards have to be hard to pronounce? Getting tongue twisted over here. It all started with I can't remember. Fiendsmith Sangs. And all went downhill from there. Maiden of the Millennium Moon. Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Interdimensional Matter Forwarder. I don't think forwarder is a real word, but could be wrong. Probably is. DPH Gendamore. I did not shuffle this correctly or at all. Cubico. Special summon is an effect monster. It's a level 2 Earth Fairy. No attack and defense. Following effect. Still a trap also. Once per chain when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field that targets a card or cards you control. Quick effect. Set this card in your spell and trap zone. Negate that opponent's effect. Then if that monster has the highest attacker in your opponent's field, return to the hand. Interesting. Moon of the Closed Heaven. Vesper Gearsu. Gimmick Puppet Little Soldiers. And Sylvie of the White Forest. Very nice. Hopefully we get a few more White Forest cards. Very much in need of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Broomy, Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. Our third Valmonica creation. Very nice. Dora Dora. Depressed Pard. Medolce Dessert. Meteor Drytron. Gimmick Puppet Rogue Doll. Ragnaraka Wicked Butterfly. Awesome. Keep that Ragnaraka stuff coming. And a nice variety here. Hopefully we'll get a few more Ragnaraka and I believe Drytron cards would be nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty much got what I wanted out of this box. Maybe a few more White Force stuff would be cool. Guardian the Voiceless Voice. Kochibo's Hinamatsuri. Light and Sublimation Dragon. That's 10. The Cattle Scream. Rookie of the White Forest. Aerial Eater. Fiend Reflection of Millennium. And Mimighoul Room. Nice. I like that. Getting more of the Mimighoul stuff. 2, 3, 4. Sylvie of the White Forest. 3-in-1. Broomy gets our playset. Mini Meowcaroons. Emblema Salvation. The Paralyzing Mushroom. League of Uniform Nomenclature strikes. Dipsy Fiend. And Mimighoul Dragon. Man, we're just running through the whole Mimighoul archetype. Is it all like supers and ultras? I know Masters and ultra rare, but I wonder if there aren't any commons. That's kind of interesting. I think that's our, if I remember correctly, that's our latest TCG exclusive archetype. Might have to make a deck out of it. Put all the sleeves over there, or the old packs. 2, 3, 4. Cosmic Tree. I thought that was a hollow for a second. Cosmic Tree Irmistil. 3+ effect monsters can only control 1. Each time your opponent special summons a monster on the field during the main phase, gain life points equal to their attack. Once per turn, quick effect, pay life points in multiple of 1,000, max 3. This card gains that much attack. Interesting. I think this is our final little soldier. So we have the playset, or at least our third. Night Armed Dragon, the Armored Night Dragon. Very good. Light and Sublimation Dragon. Yes, keep sending more of that stuff. Fiendsmith Sanct. Definitely want that Light and Darkness Dragons. Movement Totlin Sleepy. Another Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayers. Our third DPH Gendamore. Not sure what DPH is supposed to stand for. Hey, there's the Mimighoul Master. Could be like a computer coding term. Or something related to computers. Cannot be sure about card effects while your opponent controls any face-up, or any face-down monster, excuse me. Or you control a Mimighoul monster that isn't Master. Can only use each of the following effects of Master once per turn. This card's normal special summon, add a Mimighoul monster from deck to hand. During opponent's main phase, change one face-down monster on the field to face-up attack position. Or defense position. Interesting. Wonder what they're priced at on TCG Player. Be interesting to see. Blazing Bombardment Beast. Volmina, another creation. Vesper Gearsu. Dolce Dessert. Fiendsmith Cinquet. Our third Aerial Eater. The League of Uniform Nomenclature strikes. Can these names get any longer? Fiendsmith's Desiree. That's correct. 1 Engraver, 2 Light Fiend monsters. Negate the effects of face-up, or 2 or more Light Fiends. Negate the effects of a number of face-up cards on the field up to the total link ratings of link monsters equipped to this card until the end of the turn. It's a quick effect. Discard sent to the graveyard. Shuffle one other Light Fiend monster in the graveyard. From the graveyard into deck or extra deck. Target a card on the field. Send it to the grave. That's pretty terrifying. Just being able to quick effect, just shut down a good portion of the field. Being able to shuffle stuff back into extra deck or deck, and then immediately send something to the grave. It does target, but non-destruction removal is nice regardless. That's 10. Drytron New 2. Trap Gatherer. Night Armed Dragon, the Armored Night Dragon. Gimmick Puppet Rogue Doll. Betten Bat. Ragnaraka Selene Snapper, made in the Millennium Moon. And our next secret is Fiendsmith Tract. I didn't realize this was a secret. Add a Light Fiend from deck to hand. Discard one card. Banish it from the graveyard. Fusion summon a Fiendsmith from extra deck using monsters from hand or field. Very nice. I imagine this one's also pretty pricey, especially the Engraver. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moon of Closed Heaven. Zapper Shrimp. Necroquip Princess. Little Soldiers. Golem that guards the Millennium Treasures. Very cool. Meteora Drytron. Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayers. Paralyzing Mushroom. And Exod, Fires of Rage. It's always treated as an Exod and Obliterate card. Oh, because Exod was spelled differently in the name, but in the text. Okay, that's interesting. If you control level 10 or higher Exodia monster, destroy all cards your opponent controls. This card's in the graveyard, except the turn it was sent there. Banish it to activate one of the effects. Add a Forbidden One from deck or graveyard to hand. Shuffle up to 5 Forbidden One monsters from graveyard and or banishment into the deck. Interesting. That'll be fun to pull off. Definitely getting a good variety here. A lot of Millennium, a lot of Mimighoul. But also a good amount of White Force and Fiendsmith stuff. Mansion of the Dreadful Dolls. I like that a lot of the new Gimmick Puppet stuff is just commons. So really you just need to have your pre-existing core and then you're good to go. Mini Meowcaroons. Doradora. Dragon's Light and Darkness. Dimensional Matter Forward. Depressed Pard. Sleepy. I think this is our third copy. Woes of the White Forest. And Mimighoul Cerberus. Yeah, we're totally getting all of them. I think all that's left is like a field spell. I think they have one that also is a searcher. And also just kind of helps with flipping monsters into face up or face down position. So that is kind of cool. 2, 3, 4. 3 and 1. Night Armed Dragon, the Armored Night Dragon. Does work with Armed Dragons especially, but it also kind of helps out with the Light and Darkness Dragon. So I wonder if we can combine both into like a super deck. I know we're working with a lot of sort of deck profiles and ideas, but may have to add more to the Armed Dragon train. Sangin Kaiho, Drytron New 2, DPH Gendamore, Rookie of the White Forest, Gimmick Puppet Cattle Scream, Emblem of Salvation, and Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic. Sweet. Very nice. This was definitely one of the chase cards I wanted for the Shining Sarcophagus stuff, which I seem to be gathering. Not sure how we're going to build out the deck, but I'll do a little bit more research to see what else can be splashed into it. 2, 3, 4. Pretty much have like a solid core of cards. I just need to figure out what else will fill out the rest of the deck. Zapper Shrimp. Blazing Bombardment. Dark End Evaporation Dragon. Trap Gatherer. Fiend Reflection of Millennium. Fiendsmith Sanct. Golem that guards Millennium Treasures. Service Puppet Play. Beware the White Forest. Oh, that's cool. Just the artwork on the White Forest stuff is so interesting, especially with that little Millennium Eye in there, because it mentions illusions. Very cool. I think their main boss monster is an illusion monster too. It's the level 8 Synchro, I want to say. Trap Gatherer. Kochibo's Hinamatsuri. Night Armed Dragon, the Armored Night Dragon, Light End Sublimation, Service Puppet Play, Emblema Salvation, Maiden of the Millennium Moon, Ragnaraka Celine Snapper, and Fiendsmith in Paradise. Is that what Paradise is supposed to be? Target one level 7 or higher Light Fiend monster you control. Send all cards in the field to the graveyard that are not that monster. If your opponent special summons a monster, while it's in the grave, banish this card. Send a Fiendsmith from deck or extra deck to grave. Interesting. So I guess it really is Paradise if you're just wiping out the whole field, and then you can just also Foolish Burial when your opponent tries to reestablish board. One, two, three, four. Cosmic Tree, Irma-Siddle, Dora, Vesper Girsu, Dark End Evaporation, Paralyzing Mushroom, Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayers, Mentotlin Sleepy, Interdimensional Matter Forwarder, and Magicoloidal Soul. Jeez. I think it's supposed to be like Metal Reflect Slime or something like, or maybe not Metal Reflect, it's like some sort of Aqua Slime normal monster. That's what this is reminiscent of. If a monster is special summoned by your trap effect, special summon this card from hand or grave. Special summon from the grave, banish it when it leaves the field during your opponent's battle phase. Activate one of these effects immediately after it resolves Synchro Summon. Immediately after this effect resolves Xyz Summon. Nice little... interesting. Nice little choice there, potentially for sprites with that Xyz Summon at will. Two, three, four. Blazing Bombardment Beast. That's 10. Sengen Kaiho. Moon of the Closed Heaven. Golem the Guards Millennium Treasures. Nomenclature Strikes. Fiend Reflection. Fiendsmith Sanct. There we go. Drytron Meteonis DA Draconids. Ritual summon this with Meteonis Drytron. Other Drytron monster control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects twice per turn. Your opponent activates a monster effect. Banish a Drytron from the grave whose minimum of 1, whose total attack equals or exceeds the original attack of that monster. Negate and destroy. This ritual summon card its owner's control is destroyed by opponent's card. Supposed to summon a ritual monster with 4,000 attack from hand or deck. It is treated as a ritual summon. Jeez. That's pretty impressive. Didn't realize Drytrons were going that intense there with the negate and destroy stuff and the ability to just ritual summon at will when it's sent away. Sylvie of the White Forest, 3-1. Kochibo's Hinamatsuri, Cosmic Tree Irma-Still, Benton Bat, Rukia of the White Forest, Medolce Dessert, Fiendsmith's Lacrima, and Chaos Xyz Gimmick Puppet Fanatix Machinex. This is supposed to be like the new Gimmick Puppet Xyz stuff, which is really cool looking. I like this a lot. Think you made your money yet? I don't know. It might be close. I mean, I got my money's worth out of it, so I think I did, but prices. I know the White Forest secret is around like 30 to 35. I don't know what the Fiendsmith tract is. Guardian of the Voiceless Voice, Dark End Evaporation, Broomy, Dark End Dragon's Light and Darkness, Gimmick Puppet Rogue Doll, Fiendsmith Sequence, Gimmick Puppet Cattle Scream, Aerial Eater, YuGiOh Temple. Nice for that Millennium support. Final pack here. I think we've gone through all the ultra rare, so this probably will be another super. Very nice. 2, 3, 4. Light End Sublimation Dragon, Sylvie of the White Forest. Oops. 3-1. Sengen Kaiho, Woes of the White Forest, Dipsy Fiend, Fiendsmith's Lacrima, Service Puppet Play, and our final pull is Obliterate Blaze. One level 10 or higher monster on the field with Exodia in its original name gains these effects. You can pay half your life points to destroy as many cards in the spell and trap zone as possible, then equip 5 Forbidden 1 monsters from your hand and or deck to this card as an equipped spell that each give it 2,000 attack. If it attacks the defense position monster, give it piercing damage. Jeez, really is Obliterate Blaze. What does YuGiOh Temple do? During your main phase, place a monster from your hand in your spell and trap zone as a face of continuous spell. Place a Millennium monster from your deck in the face of as a face of continuous spell into the spell and trap zone. Once per turn, if a face of Millennium monster you control is destroyed by Valor card effect, place it in the spell and trap zone as a continuous spell instead of sending it to the graveyard. Very nice. Woo. So we'll go through all of our polls here. Obliterate Blaze, YuGiOh Temple, move a bunch of stuff out of the way. Chaos XC's Gimmick Puppet, Fanatix Machinex, Drytron Meteonis DA Draconids, Magic Colloidal Soul, Fiendsmith in Paradise, Beware the White Forest, Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic, Mimighoul Cerberus, Exod, Fires of Rage, Fiendsmith Tract, Fiendsmith Desiree, Mimighoul Master, Mimighoul Dragon, Mimighoul Room, Ragnaraka Wicked Butterfly, Cubico, Mimitotlin Tekulik, Creation King, The Unstoppable Exodia Incarnate, Mimighoul Archfiend, Mimighoul Maker, a Stellar of the White Forest, Dark Magic Mirror Force, and Virar Valmonican Concord. I didn't know if I would have enough sleeves, but I had just enough. Very nice. Woo! I think I made my money. Very nice. Got a bunch of White Force stuff, got a bunch of Drytrons. We got our Valmonica Super Rare, and I think like 4 copies of the Continuous Trap. We got pretty much everything we needed out of this. Put all the Dolce stuff over here. Yeah, very cool box indeed. Definitely will start organizing these to put into some of the other storage cubes. These will go into the general containers. We'll start getting some of these ready for deck profiles as well, as we have a nice little Gimmick Puppet core. Very good. Woo! Well, I definitely think this was successful. I got all the stuff I wanted. Plus we got some White Forest secrets, so can't be mad at that. We didn't get the engraver, but that's okay. Or the Millennium Shield, for that matter. I probably would have liked to have pulled that, but I don't think that one's terribly expensive. Or the Sengenjin Awakes from like a Millennium. That one's also pretty cool. But in any case, that'll do it for today's box break. Thank you all for tuning in and for watching. We'll see you all next time for the next set. Or giant pile of loot.